Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. Today, we need to talk a little bit more about the William Hinman deposition, as it is about to happen. It is gonna happen tomorrow, and so here's the stuff that you need to know about it. Well, first, guys, I want you all to put in the comment section down below whether Ripple will be able to ask him some key questions and whether or not Ripple will really come out victorious out of all of this. Put it in the comment section down below. And I also want you guys to go check out the Bybit competition. A link for that one is down below too. I think eventually we have about 1.5 days left. We can actually still get to 200 people. So make sure you enter. A link is down below. There's a lot of XP, 30,000 in total to be won. But if we get to 200 people, 12,000 XP, it's still a pretty cool number, so go ahead and check it out. All right. So tomorrow, William Hinman deposition. It has been rescheduled. Yes, for the second time. Yet, what is the news? What is going on? What do you need to know? Okay. William Hinman was an SEC official back in the day. And he basically let go of a speech in 2018, which a lot of people found as giving clarity. He later on decided to say, that speech I did about Ethereum, about ICOs, about crypto, that was not clarity. It was just my own opinion about crypto because the people requested that, because they requested some opinion, apparently, that was already pre-approved by the SEC, yet it's not an SEC hint or decision or anything like that. And the difficulty lies in the fact that he basically gave that speech with no implications of it being the real rules. He just gave his own opinion. And people, even Jay Clayton, took that speech and kind of worked with it as if it were the rules, as if it were what's clear right now. And that puts up quite a lot of different questions. One of them being, have there been proper rules for Bitcoin or Ethereum? Well, William Hinman argues that there's never been a conclusion, to his knowledge, about Ethereum thus far, and that brings up a lot of questions. Second of all, did he give this speech in any connection at all to the Ethereum Foundation? He met up before, afterwards, and even during this conference with some people of Ethereum, and so him saying some positive stuff about it increased the market price. Was that planned? We want to know about that. Then, what other people did he have talks with before, during, and after? We want to know about that. And the deposition itself would probably not have been pulling through if those were Ripple's only questions, but they also want to ask about the insides of the speech in the sense that if they were all approved by the SEC, but they were factually wrong, would they have allowed for an SEC official to let go of such statements knowing that they were wrong or contradictory opinions? You would kind of think that if an SEC official, which the judge deemed as high ranking, gives a speech, that's basically up to the knowledge that the SEC currently has, right? And so I would also like to argue here that if Mr. Hinman thought, for example, that Ethereum was not a security, once more, he is an SEC official, wouldn't it be safe to assume that normal market participants would kind of come to the same conclusion unless specifically said otherwise? And the same thing kind of goes for the most recent case that the SEC has been talking about. That's right here, the Pearson-Roisman thing. Now, there was basically stated that two of the SEC officials also think the crypto rules are not that easy, not that clear. And right now, Ripple most likely wants to kind of merge all of that together to form kind of a basis of, did the SEC give market participants something to work with? Did they give an expectation to the market? Did they give some clarity? Was this speech done for clarity or not? And could Ripple / XRP holders / community crypto members have known that some cryptos were securities in this specific field? And is Ethereum and the other things safe? Were they biased making that decision? Why did they do it? Did they do it to give clarity? For money? For what? All those things need to be covered, and they will most likely be uncovered tomorrow. Yet there's a couple of negatives. One really easy negative to uncover is that, well, there's a chance that the SEC is going to tell him not to answer anything. Possible. It could also be that the SEC is going to deny everything. So basically, make it so that every question Ripple asks, they just say, no, we don't think that's a comfortable question because it's a privilege. And privilege basically meaning because he was an SEC official at the time, he cannot really be questioned about his words like that because those are privileged. It could also be that William Hinman actually just pleads the fifth, either because if he wants to himself or because of the SEC. It could also be that he gives all these answers that really help Ripple to no degree whatsoever. Yet that one is kind of difficult because every single answer he can give about why he gave this speech will actually be beneficial to Ripple. And every single piece of information that it gives will most likely be able to work in Ripple's favor because that's basically what we got from the previous hearing. That's what Ripple's lawyer said. They just want some info. They don't really care about what comes out of it. They just want something to work with. So another part of it, at least as far as I know now, another part of it is that Ripple and the SEC came together a couple of times by now. I think it started off last Monday, if I'm not mistaken. I think, yeah, about a week ago they actually met up because that was the day that it was supposed to happen. It was actually supposed to happen the 30th of June first, then it was moved to the 19th of July, and then it had been moved to the 27th of July. So they were supposed to meet up a little bit of a while ago back then, Monday, and they had to just, I believe it's Monday, right? Don't quote me on that one. Maybe even, no, I think a couple of days before that as well when the hearing was happening. And let's discuss basically whether or not they needed to judge to set some parameters about what they could talk about tomorrow. And that basically is because Ripple's side obviously wants to ask Mr. Hinman everything, and the SEC side does not want him to answer anything. So they have to find like a good balance of what can be asked and what cannot be asked. And because there was an issue that the SEC put up a question of privilege, and what that means is that the SEC said some question cannot be asked because he is, basically in his right to never quote or comment about that. The SEC and the judge were afraid that Ripple wanted to depose him twice, meaning they wanted to basically Ripple ask him questions first, then fix the issue of what stuff can and cannot be asked, and then basically ask him for a second time once they figured out the issue in a positive sense for Ripple. Now, the judge didn't want that to be done, and so she basically said, figure it all out first and then do it. And that basically also meant that she was able to give some guidelines had they needed it, but the SEC and Ripple came to a conclusion saying, hey, we don't need any guidance by you, judge, we can actually figure this out ourselves, which has left a lot of people, including me, wondering what exactly the conclusion is going to be. So as it currently stands, we do not know what Ripple is going to be able to ask the SEC ex-member, William Hinman, and what not, because we haven't gotten any clues in that regard. They're not letting go of any info, and all we can know is that it's been a really beautiful fight over the last couple of days from Ripple's side because the SEC officials basically showed their confusion. But the insides of the deposition itself, let's figure it out pretty soon. I'm also not sure if we're actually going to ever see this deposition or not. Some of you guys have stated that we do not get to see the deposition tomorrow itself. We most likely get to see it a little bit away from now. What that basically means is that once we go to summary this is what I read. Once we go to summary judgment and it concludes, some of these files become in the public domain, and so we can actually view it. Whether or not that's the truth, don't ask me. I just read everywhere that it's been recorded and that it does not have to be public, but it could be. So I do not know. All right, and then was something filed last night that we didn't know about. There could have been a little bit of a small lawsuit update, but I didn't know exactly what it was. Now, it turns out that it wasn't actually an update at all, but it was basically just a notice of filing of transcript and time to request redaction. Nothing substantive, I think, for the big date coming up tomorrow, right? At least that's what I would kind of take in. But it could also be something else. I don't know. He says it's not substantive, so I'm not really taking it too much. And I'll just keep it as it is. Then Amazon crypto announcement sends Bitcoin pumping. I think it's rather funny how Bitcoin went from 29,000 to 40,000 in such a short span of time. Yet people are saying that it's been freaking Amazon, out of all things, that have caused the big pump. Obviously, the Amazon news came out a day and a half before that. Why would I don't really get people in that same sense, right? If Amazon was looking for a digital currency and blockchain strategy specialist, the price, and that was basically supposed to increase the price, it would have most likely happened quite soon, right? But the fact that it happened so many days afterwards leads me to believe that that's not the truth. And some people speculate that they're supposed to accept Bitcoin and all that type of stuff. Those are all rumors. And even that, the price didn't pump for like a day or so after those rumors came out. So I'm not really the type of guy to believe in all of that. I think it's just kind of a coincidence. Now, that's also what they're saying here. The community is saying, like, it's like stating the obvious. Then again, it's also not really that truthful because there's not really any proof behind any, basically consequence. How do you say it? Like action reaction. You basically don't really have the action which caused this reaction. You can just speculate as to which ones could have happened, but any freaking piece fits the puzzle. It's a little bit of a circle like that. FTX and Binance remove high leverage from their exchanges. By the way, guys, if you're looking for a good platform to trade on, make sure you check out Bybit down below. You can trade spot, you can trade derivatives, as we most likely have seen on the channel a couple of times before. Make sure you go ahead and check it out. Links down below. FTX and Binance remove high leverage from their exchanges. Both crypto exchanges will limit users at 20 times maximum leverage. FTX and Binance have announced their removal of high leverage trades. Both exchanges will now limit users at a maximum leverage of 20. And on Bybit, I still believe you can actually do 50. So once more, make sure you check that out. A link is down below. I'm going to keep this video a little bit shorter, a little bit runny on the nose, so it's a little bit annoying to keep updating you guys with just miscellaneous stuff here that's not that important. This is the stuff you need to know, so I give you an update. And if there's more stuff you need to know, I'll make sure there's another video coming out. Make sure you subscribe for that, and I'll see you guys again a little bit later today.